So you should be on page 55 in your math book. We took our test on Friday. That means today is a review of things that you will be doing in this chapter. This is not going to be brand new. This is going to be things that you have done before, whether it was in 3rd grade or 2nd grade or 1st grade or sometimes even kindergarten. These are the basic skills that you need in order to complete this chapter. Now, sometimes you won't remember them right away, but you have seen all of this, you have done all of this. So, right now you are going to have 15 minutes to do page 55 and page 56. So look at page 56. Now let's go through and read the directions for each section, because I think that's what we're going to have to do. Look at page 55. Look at page 55. Look at page 55. Shouldn't have to say that 3 times. The directions for numbers 1 through 7 say add. Now look at numbers 4 through 7. We have the addition problems set up sideways, or we have the addition problems not set up at all. That means on another spot on this Am I Ready, you need to set those problems up and down. For number 7, the word problem. Everybody listen, because this is extremely important. It is a reason why many people lose lots of points. I need to see everybody's eyes and ears. Zadie, I'm sorry, you should not be starting yet. Put your pencil down, please. Anytime you have a word problem with addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, whatever in it, you have to write the equation on the line. The equation is blank plus blank equals blank, and then the unit. So, for every word problem on the lines, you need the equation, the answer, and the unit. For example, if the problem was Zadie has 4 apples and Ethan has 3 apples, how many apples do they have altogether? That means on the line for your problem, you would have Zadie's 3. Well, did you have 3 or 4? 4. You would have Zadie's 4 apples, the plus sign because altogether means you're doing addition. Ethan's 3 apples, an equal sign because look, equation has E-Q-U-A, like equal. That means equal is a base word for equation. So every single equation has to have an equal sign. The answer and the unit. So make sure every word problem you have equation, answer, unit. This is where you will start seeing those. There are some word problems where there won't be an equation, kind of like chapter 1, but there will be less and less as we move on. So make sure you have that. Make sure sideways problems get written up and down. I guess I'll have to start writing everything on the board. Sideways problems need to be solved up and down. That means if you see the problem this way, you need to go to the side. Once you're on your homework, and your independent practice, you'll be doing this on a separate sheet of paper. But for the Am I Ready, it's okay. You need to go to the side, and you need to set it up and down, solve it, and then write the answer on the line. Numbers 8 through 14, the answer says the directions say to subtract. So you're going to do the same exact thing as you did with numbers 1 through 7, but you're going to subtract. Again, sideways problems need to be solved up and down. Here's our equation. Here's where you solved it. Then you move the answer over here. Word problems on the line, you need the equation, the answer, and the unit. Any questions about page 55? Make sure you show all work. That's what this looks like. And now look at page 56. This is where we were talking about vocabulary. You have heard all of these words before. None of these words are new to you. The directions say use the review vocabulary to describe the examples based on the problems in each chart. So in that first box we have a subtraction problem. Then you have empty spots for the vocabulary word, and then you have examples of that vocabulary word. So that means for subtraction, you need to match the vocabulary word with the example. Same with addition. On the bottom we have addition. Again, you need to match the vocabulary word with the example. Does anybody have any questions about page 56? Okay, turn back to page 55. You will have 15 minutes to complete page 55 and 56. So make sure you are using your time wisely. You should be finished. Okay, so everybody should be looking at page 55, and we're going to go over the Am I Ready together. So, we're going to do the first part, the adding part first. Number 1 says 35 plus 56. Michaela, you're going to help me. Remember, when we add, we always start with the ones place, not the tens. So we start with the least place when we add and subtract, which is always the ones. So in the ones place, Michaela, we have 5 and 6. What's 5 plus 6? 11. And remember, we can't write 11 in the ones place, so we have to regroup the 1 to the tens place. Now, Michaela, we add the tens. We have a 3 and a 5, which 3 plus 5 is, but we can't forget our regroup number, so 8 plus 1 is 9. So that means 35 plus 56 is 91. Okay, number 2, Kingston, we have $58 plus $25. So we start with the ones place. What's 8 plus 5? 13. We can't write 13 in the ones place, so we have to regroup the 1 to the tens place. Now in the tens place, we have 5 plus 2, which is, but we have to also add our regroup number, so 7 plus 1 is 8. Whenever we have dollar signs, we cannot forget the dollar sign, so if you did not do this, put your dollar sign down now. If you did, good job, you would not lose points. If you did not, you better get it together now so that you don't lose points. So Kingston, $58 plus $25 is $83. Good. Okay, number 3, 94 plus 78. Aaron, we start with the ones place. 4 plus 8 is 4 plus 8 is 12. We can't write 12 in the ones place, so we have to regroup that 1 to the tens place. Now we have 9 plus 7, which is 9 plus 7. We have to add the regroup number, so 16 plus 1 is, so that means 94 plus 78 is, louder,
172.
good. Make sure that you are correcting these with your pencil if you need to. Okay, number 4, we have $87 plus $35. But Zadie, this is sideways. Is it easy to solve an addition problem sideways?
No.
So what do we need to do first?
Write it up and down.
Write it up and down. So I'm going to come to the side. I'm going to make sure I write my whole number, $87 plus $35. Notice how I made sure that I lined them up. The ones place is on top of the ones place. The tens place is on top of the tens place. Make sure you do that, otherwise you could run into problems like this. Is that correct? Not at all. But because I wasn't neat and I didn't watch out, I think 5 is added to nothing, 3 is added to 7, 8 is added to nothing except the regroup number. So watch out. Make sure you are neat. Make sure you are lining the places up. So Zadie, we start with what place?
The ones.
7 plus 5 is? You can use your fingers. Do not hide your fingers from me. I would rather see you use your fingers. I use my fingers all the time. I would rather you use your fingers than guess and get it wrong. I think last year you weren't allowed to use your fingers. That is not a thing. That is wrong. I want to see you use your fingers. I would rather you use your fingers than try to do it all in your head and get it wrong. Does everybody understand? Using fingers is 100% okay. I use my fingers constantly. If I didn't, I would get a lot of math problems wrong. So Zadie, 7 plus 5 is?
12.
Can't write 12 in the ones place, so we regroup the 1. Now we add the, what place? We just added the ones place, so now we're adding the 8 plus 3 is?
11.
Plus 1.
12.
Bring down our dollar sign, so our answer is?
122.
How do we say that though?
122.
We don't say 122, we say?
122.
$122. Make sure you have that dollar sign. Number 5, 103 plus 57. Carla, it's sideways. Is it easy to solve these problems sideways?
No, ma'am.
No, so we're going to set it up and down, but we have two numbers with a different number of digits. So this is where I really have to be careful. So I'm going to come over here, because I have space here, and I'm going to write my first number, 103. And now I need to write 57, but I'm going to write it backwards so I can make sure I've lined it up. So I'm going to write the 7 underneath the ones place and the 5 underneath the tens place. I have nothing in the hundreds place, but I'm not going to put my plus sign there just in case. I'm still going to put my plus sign to the side. I'll just have nothing in the hundreds place. So Carla, we start with the ones place. What's 3 plus 7?
3 plus 7.
Don't be afraid to use your fingers to make it go quicker.
Okay. 10.
But we can't write 10 in the ones place, so we regroup the 1. Now we add the tens. We have 0 plus 5, Carla, which is
5.
But then we have to add our regroup number, so our answer is
6.
good. Then we move to the hundreds place. We have a 1, and then we have nothing, so 1 plus nothing is?
It comes down.
What is 1 plus nothing?
This one.
1. So that means 103 plus 57 is what, Carla?
It is 160.
Good, 160. Number 6, 233 plus 158. Ethan, we have it written sideways, but is it easy to solve it that way? No. So what should I do first before I even start doing any math?
Right.
Louder.
Right. 232.
Where? How should I set this problem up before I even start doing my math? I've got it sideways. I need to set it up. Can somebody help him out? Victoria?
Up and down.
Up and down. So I'm going to make sure I line my numbers up correctly. I'm going to write my first number, 233. Then I'm going to write my second number backwards so I can make sure that I line them up correctly. Excuse me. The 8 is in the ones place. The 5 is in the tens place. The 1 is in the hundreds place. Does everybody understand why I'm writing my second number backwards? All it is so that I can make sure I line my numbers up. And I'm writing it backwards because sometimes I don't have the same number of places. So writing it backwards will make sure I don't accidentally put this 5 in the hundreds place. Okay, Ethan, I start with what place? 8 plus 3 is? Can't write 11 in the ones place, so I regroup the 1 to the tens place. Now I add the What place? What place do I add next?
10.
3 plus 5 is
9.
3 plus 5 is 3 plus 5 is Ethan, 5. I'm going to start with a bigger number. 5, 6, 7, plus our regroup number. So 8 plus 1 is 9. Guys, we're taking it one step at a time. We're adding the numbers the digits that were in our number, then we're adding our regroup number. Now, Ethan, I add what place? What place, not what digits. The hundreds. 2 plus 1 is? So that means 233 plus 158 is 391. Good. Okay, number 7. Victoria, this is where we had to do 3 things on the line. It says, Felicia has a collection of 117 marbles. Her sister gives her 25 marbles. How many marbles does Felicia have now? So first of all, we know that's addition because she started with a certain amount of numbers. Somebody gave her a certain amount of numbers. So if you receive a gift, do you end up with more than you already had or less? Michaela? More. So if our answer is more than the numbers we're given, that means we have to be adding or multiplying. Well, we're not at multiplying yet, so we know we're adding. So first, Victoria, what does our equation look like?
117
Louder. 117.
plus 25
And then we have the
equals
equal sign. Okay, now we're ready to solve. Can we solve it sideways like that? Nope, so let's move over here and write it up and down. I'm going to write my first number, which is 117. Then I'm going to write my second number backwards so I can make sure I line it up. The 5 is in the ones place, so it goes beneath the 7. The 2 is in the tens place, so it goes underneath the 1 in the middle. And do I have anything in the hundreds place? No, so I just leave it blank. Put my plus sign to the side, not underneath that 1 in the hundreds place, so I don't forget about it or get confused. Okay, Victoria, I start in what place? 7 plus 5 is? Don't be afraid to use your fingers. It will go quicker.
12.
Guys, using your fingers will make things go faster. You don't have to do it all in your head. You are in the 4th grade. You are 9 or 10 years old. You are just learning. You've only been doing math for like 5 years now. So you shouldn't have it all in your head. Do not be embarrassed to use your fingers to follow along with your finger or whatever. It will make it go quicker. It will make sure that you do it right the first time. Okay, we can't write 12 in the ones place, so we have to regroup the 1 to the tens place. Now what place do we add, Victoria?
Tens.
The tens. We're going to start with what we originally had. 1 plus 2 is, plus our regroup number is 4. Then we add which place? We have 1 plus nothing, which equals 1. So, 117 plus 25 is 142, but we're still missing something. What are we missing? The unit, which in this case we have 142 of what? Marbles. Good. Remember, the unit is the word that tells you what this number represents. Okay, helper number 1. Very quickly, sanitize, erase, sanitize. Okay, helper number. Okay, so for numbers 8 through 14, we are subtracting. Smith, number 8, we have $57 minus $8. Just like with addition, we always start in the ones place. So we have 7 minus 8. Can we do that, Smith?
No.
No. Does that mean we flip them and say, okay, well, I'll put the 8 on top and the 7 on the bottom? No, that would give us a completely different number. Then we'd be saying $58 minus $7, and that's not what our problem does. So we have to regroup. We have to take 1 away from the tens place, so the tens place becomes 4. And we have to give that 10 to the ones place, so the 7 becomes 17. Now we have 17 minus 8. Can we do that, Smith?
Yes.
Yes, and 17 minus 8 is what? Remember, if you need to use your fingers, that's fine. I will demonstrate how to use your fingers. 17, I know I'm subtracting 8. So 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. What is it?
9.
9. So 17 minus 8 is 9. Then we subtract the tens place. We don't have a 5 anymore. We have a 4. 4 minus nothing is what, Smith?
4.
4. So that means $57 minus $8 is
$49.
$49. Don't forget your dollar sign. You can't forget about regrouping. You can't just switch the numbers so that the 8 is on the top and you're just doing 8 minus 7. Because that's going to completely change the outcome of your answer. You can't change numbers. And by flipping them and just saying, oh, I can't do 7 minus 8, so I'll do 8 minus 7, you're not doing the problem that you're given. Okay, number 9, we have 71 minus 23. Zari, we start in what place?
We start in the ones place.
We have 1 minus 3. Can we do that?
Yes.
We can do 1 minus 3. If you have 1, if you have 1 apple, can I take 3 from you?
No.
So can we do 1 minus 3?
No.
No. Does that just mean I say, oh, can't do 1 minus 3, so I'll do 3 minus 1?
No.
No. Zari, just keep yourself unmuted for this problem, okay? So that means I have to regroup. Well, I'm going to go to the tens place. I'm going to take 1 from the tens place, so the 7 becomes a...
6.
I'm going to give it to the tens place, so the 1 becomes an...
11.
11. Remember, because I'm giving 1 whole 10. So that means 1 plus 10 is...
11.
Good. Now 11 minus 3. Can I do that, Zari?
Yes.
11 minus 3 is what?
8.
8. Remember, feel free to use your fingers. I use them all the time. Pretty much every adult I know uses their fingers all the time, unless they are like a math genius, which most of us are not. Okay, now I finish the ones. I move on to the what place, Zari?
Tens.
6 minus 2 is...
He broke up. I couldn't
6
hear
minus 2 is...
5.
6 minus 2 is 6, 5,
4.
4. So that means 71 minus 23 is...
52.
Nope. I can tell what you did was that you said instead of saying 1 minus 3 in the tens place, you flipped it and you said 3 minus 1. But can we do that?
No.
Nope, you have to regroup. And then because all you did was say, well, I can't do 1 minus 3, so I'll do 3 minus 1, you left the tens place the same, but that is not correct. You cannot flip the number because then what you said was 73 minus 21, which 3 minus 1 is 2, 7 minus 2 is 5. But did the problem say 73 minus 21?
No.
Nope. So, what is the answer? Because you have to regroup, sorry.
$48.
48. Make sure you're correcting things as you go, Zari. Number 10, we have 132 minus 74. I just pulled a number. Colin, have you done one yet? Okay, then it's your problem. Okay, number 10, we start with which place?
Ones.
Ones. We have 2 minus 4. Can we do that?
No.
So do we just say, oh, well, I can't do 2 minus 4, but I can do 4 minus 2 and it's 2?
No.
No. So that means I have to move to what place?
The tens.
I have to take 1 away, so that 3 becomes a,
2.
and then I give it to the ones, so that 2 becomes a
12.
12 minus 4. Can I do that now?
Yes.
What is the answer? 12 minus 4 is
8.
8. Very good. Now I move to which place?
The tens.
I have 2 minus 7. Uh-oh. I just regrouped, but I can't do 2 minus 7. Does that mean if I regroup once, I can't ever regroup again in a problem?
Nope.
No, it just means I have to regroup again. Can't do 2 minus 7 in the tens place, so I need to move to the
Hundreds.
hundredths. I need to take 1 away, so the hundredths becomes a,
0.
then I have to give it to the tens place, so that 2 becomes a
12.
12 minus 7. Can I do that now?
Yes.
Yes. What is it?
5.
5. Now I move to which place?
The hundreds.
I don't have 1 minus nothing anymore. I have
0.
minus
0.
nothing. 0 minus nothing is,
0.
do I have to write it?
No.
No, because do I ever need a 0 at the beginning of my number?
Nope.
No. So 132 minus 74 is
58.
58. Okay, we don't have time to go over the rest of that, which is fine. But always make sure to press stop, not snooze. I think I changed it so that none of these alarms have snooze, but just in case. So does everybody remember this now? Is regrouping coming back into your head from last year? Well, we're going to keep going over it. We're going to do a whole nother few lessons on regrouping. So if you're still don't feel comfortable with regrouping, don't worry. We're going to be doing it again with both addition and subtraction. Okay. So earlier we finished through, I think, number 10?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to skip number 11 through 13 because you're doing it the same way as numbers 8 through 10. You're just setting it up and down to the side. But we're going to go ahead and do number 14 because it is very important that once you get to your independent practice tomorrow and your homework tomorrow night, that you know exactly what to write on the line for word problems because you will have word problems on tomorrow's work. So number 14 says, Jasper is reading a 98-page book. He has read 29 pages. How many pages does Jasper have left to read? Victoria, you're going to help me with this. So, his whole book is 98 pages. He's already read 29. How many pages does Jasper have left to read? Well, first of all, if we have a book that's 98 pages, can our answer for how many he has left to read be anything higher than 98? No, because the book only has 98 pages. So your answer can't be bigger because there's not enough pages. That means we cannot be putting these two numbers together because we're going to end up with a bigger number. That means we have to take one away from the other, so we're subtracting. We are starting with the bigger number and taking away the smaller number. So, Victoria, are we doing 29 minus 98, or are we doing 98 minus 29? 98 minus 29. So the first step was to just write the equation. We cannot do 29 minus 98 because you can't take a bigger number away from a smaller number. So make sure that first you have the correct equation on the line. If you have 29 minus 898, that is not possible. You have to change it. So, now Victoria, while you're doing that, it's not easy to solve it sideways, so what do we need to do with that equation?
Up and down.
Set it up and down to the side. So we have 98. I'm going to take my second number and write it backwards underneath to make sure that I've lined it up correctly. And then I have my minus sign. Okay, Victoria, 8 minus 9. Can you do that?
No.
Does that mean I just flip them in my head and say, well, I can't do 8 minus 9, but I can do 9 minus 8, and that's 1. Is that correct? Nope. Because then you're doing 99 minus 28, and that's not what the problem says. So I have to move to the tens place and take how many away? So 9 becomes 8. Then I have to move to the ones place, and I have to give it how many? Only 1, so this becomes a 9. How much do I give it? 8 plus 9 is 17. Is that correct? I took 1 10 away, so I have to give the ones place. Who can help her out? Colin? How much do I give to the ones place? 10. So my new number is not 8 and it's not 10. It's what, Victoria? 18. Now 18 minus 9. Can I do that? What's the answer? 9. Now I move to my 10th place. 8 minus 2. Can I do that?
Yes.
What's the answer?
6.
6. Confidence. So that means 98 minus 29 is 69. Am I done? No, because I need the unit. 69 what? Pages. So Jasper has how many pages left, Victoria?
69.
Very good. Okay, let's quickly look at the back. Okay, so first let's look at the subtraction chart. We have the subtraction problem 2,238 minus 599. Over here, we need, in this middle column, we have to put the vocabulary word that goes with subtraction. And then in the third column, we have an example. So we need to figure out, okay, this example, 2,200 minus 600 equals 1,600. Which vocabulary word is this highlighted portion an example of? Is it, I don't have a book in front of me, difference, estimate, round, sum, or word form? It's not here. Aaron. This yellow shows that what happened. This is the original problem, and now here's the example. It's this same problem, but they've done something to it. The yellow part shows that they did what? What did they do to get those yellow numbers? Does the word difference fit there? No. Does the word estimate fit there? Is this an educated guess? Does the word round fit here?
Yes.
Why? What did they do to get those numbers?
They rounded.
They rounded. Come on, guys. If you're not sure, use process of elimination. Don't just guess or sit there like I have no idea. Use process of elimination. That means you look at all of your choices and you think, does this one work? No, it doesn't. So I'm going to cross it out. Well, I'm not going to cross it out because you have to use them again. But I'm going to move on to the next one. Does this one work? Maybe, but it might not be the best answer, so I'm going to leave it alone, but I'm going to go to the next answer. Does this answer work? No, it doesn't, so I'm not going to use that. Does this answer work? Ooh, that answer works the best. It's not that one I thought could work, like estimate. This one works better. So that means this one must be the answer. Okay, the next one, 2,238 minus 599. This is an example of which word, Cullen?
Word form.
Word form. Next, we have 1,639. This is an example of what vocabulary word? Ethan. 1,639 is an example of which vocabulary word? We know it can't be round or word form because we already used it. Difference. Confidence. Why does the word difference work there? Can somebody help him out? What is a difference? When we're talking about subtraction, what does the word difference mean? Michaela?
The answer to a subtraction.
The answer to a subtraction problem. Well, if we work this one out, which you should have, this, you would find out, is the answer. So that means this word, this example, this is an example of the vocabulary word difference. Okay, last part. We have the same as the first one, but instead we have the answer highlighted. So we have our rounded pieces of the problem, and then we have our answer highlighted. Cullen, the answer when we round is a what?
The sum.
Not the sum. Can we have sums in subtraction?
No.
No. Sums only go with what operation? Class?
Addition.
Addition. So that means the answer to a rounded problem has to be a what? It's not a difference because difference is the exact answer.
Estimate.
Estimate. Once we have rounded, we have made kind of an estimated guess when we get our answer. So that is an estimate. Okay, let's move on very, very quickly. We have our addition problem, 5,877 plus 673. Victoria, here we have not the exact problem, but a problem that is very close, but we have the answer highlighted. So this highlighted piece represents what?
The sum.
Not the sum. Is this the exact problem? Not rounding. We didn't round the answer. We rounded the pieces of the problem to get an answer, and our answer is the, Victoria, if you were paying attention up here, you would know that we did the exact same thing just with subtraction, and you would know it's the same answer before. Kingston, can you help her out?
Sum.
Not some. I literally just said that, Kingston. It is not the exact answer to this problem, so it can't be the sum. Michaela? Estimate. The answer to a rounded problem is the estimate. Make sure that you're paying attention. If you're not, well then I'm not really sure why you're here. Aaron, we have 5,877 plus 673. What is this an example of?
Word form.
Word form. Next, we have 6,550. Well, if you solve the problem like you were supposed to, then you would know 6,550 is an example of what, Michaela?
The sum.
The sum. If you did not solve the problem, well, then you moved too fast and you skipped the most important part. And last, 5,900 plus 700 equals 6,600. But this time we have the pieces of the addition problem. Kingston. These aren't the exact numbers, so this is an example of what vocabulary word? These numbers are not the exact numbers as our problem, but they are close. So we did what to get these numbers? Rounded. Confidence, guys. I don't like when you answer a question as a question. Okay, so make sure you have those correct. And then close your book and put it away.